He dreams about what?
Snowflakes.
Snow
And one snowflake.
Snowflakes from hell.
Snowflakes.
Cryonics is a field of research focused on the preservation of an entire body in liquid nitrogen. People who wish to be cryogenically preserved hope to wake up in the future when science will be able to repair vital tissues and return them back to life. Snowflake looks at the idea of eternal life that has been proposed by cryonics from varieties of perspectives. The concept of cryonics was first introduced in 1962 by Robert Ettinger. He is the founder of the Cryonics Institute that we had visited. He places great hope in nano and biotechnology to restore the damaged tissues. However, there are still issues to be resolved by science surrounding the maintenance of the preservation of the brain and specifically the brain plasticity, which is necessary for knowledge, memory, and identity.
These are some of our patients along here. We have 69 patients now. These are just some of them. This is my mother when she was young. She was our first patient in 1977. This is my first wife, Elaine, when she was young. She was our second patient in 1987.
Snowflake is a symbolic art object created by Borya's Росса, Guy Benary, and Oleg Mavromati. It is a peculiar brain preserved in cryostasis for indefinite period of time. This brain is actually a neural network from human neurons that could produce and receive data through 60 electrodes.
It's a bit noisy again.
Got noisy again?
It is what?
A neural response after stimulation. Wow. So that means that this culture is viable.
During its life, this so-called brain has been stimulated with an image of a snowflake, which means this image is the only thing it had seen. A snowflake might be the only thing it can dream about while sleeping in minus 80 degrees Celsius. Through the electrode stimulation with the image of the snowflake, the network's plasticity had been molded, which in turn bioengineered the snowflake image into the network's memory.
Alright, the protocol. So, we don't know what to do, so we just follow. It's like cooking. You just follow a recipe.
Are you going to do this or I am going to do this?
Well,
or
we're
what?
both going to do it. So
Okay.
I'll show you what to
Yeah.
do and then you do.
Okay, cool.
This work has been done first in 2006 by Росса and Benary in Steve Potter's lab in Georgia Tech. There, we grew neural networks from mouse neurons. Then, we preserved cryogenically the snowflake engraved neural networks at minus 80 Celsius.
Or just one?
We have less cells. So I actually think that we need
Oh,
one vial. So let's mark it. How are we gonna call it?
you didn't like Снежинка. You didn't like it.
No,
Anyway.
so let's do the Снежинка. Ready?
Yeah.
We were unable to take the work with us because it had to remain frozen. 10 years later, the freezer broke down and our snowflake dreaming brains had died.
Yeah, that's it. It's frozen.
In 2016, we decided to revive the project, but this time, rather than using mouse neurons, we decided to display a neural network made from Guy Benary's neurons, which had been stimulated with the same image of a snowflake we used 10 years ago. We have been interested in the border that separates the physical and the psyche.
Benjamin Franklin said he hoped he would like to be, when he died, he would like to be pickled in a barrel of wine and then revived when that became possible.
Yes.
So, and for that matter, the ancient Egyptians thought that they could preserve people for a later revival, only they had it slightly wrong. They threw away the brains.
Biotechnologies can manipulate brain plasticity to create false memories or identities. which is an interesting phenomenon that might be used commercially and for purposes that invade identity. But at public presentations, we have been also facing metaphysical questions like, is there life after death? Which cryonics complicates because it promises a physical resurrection after a long sleep.
When you're alive, you have options, you have choices.
Where are we when suspended in liquid nitrogen? What are we dreaming about?
Why do I want to live?
Yeah.
Because living is more interesting than dying, than being dead. Being alive is more interesting than being dead. When you're alive, you can do things. When you're dead, you can't do anything.